Good evening, Mayor, Council. My name is Vernon Compton. I live at 5149 Santa Rosa Street. I'm in support of the Alcohol Overlay District. I live immediately adjacent to the proposed overlay district in the downtown. The entire area is zoned residential commercial. I'm also now adjacent to a new brew pub in the downtown. When it was proposed for the downtown business location in the old post office, I heard many of the same negative comments you will hear today. Thankfully, the wonderful family continued on with their dreams to have a small local business in the downtown. They have been great neighbors, and I'm not aware of any issues, problems during their first year. I do see that it serves families, people of all ages, and also brings in young people, including those from NAS Whiting Field. It is nice to see that type of activity in our downtown. I would call Brews Angels a very positive addition to Milton, as I would other breweries and neighborhood bars and taverns. You moving forward today is the business-friendly thing to do. Removing policies and procedures that discourage business development and the negative business climate that drove businesses out of the area will help in sending a notice that Milton is open for business and welcome new businesses and entrepreneurs. Over my many years of attending city council meetings, I've repeatedly heard negative comments and fear-mongering about proposed new developments for our city, ranging from housing to new businesses, events, and activities, and even downtown bathrooms in support of special events downtown. This coming from the same people complaining about businesses leaving Milton. Just doesn't seem to make sense to me. Thank you for moving our city forward in a positive way and respecting the needs and desires of all people. I respect the people here that disagree with me. Some of them are my friends and neighbors, but I do think that this is a wise move for the city because you are representing all citizens in this community. Thank you.
All right, next up, we have Kim McCarthy.
Kim McCarthy, 7060 Highway 90. Over the years, there's been a lot of different alcohol issues that have come before City Council. Each one of them has been met with a very passionate group of people who are very against anything having to do with alcohol. I get it, I respect it. We all come from different life experiences. But with each of these, whether it was Sunday alcohol sales or increasing the hours of sales, the affected businesses came forth and they made their plea, stated their case, and the city of Milton moved each one of those forward, sending a great message of being very business friendly. And I, for one, would like to have the choice whether to patronize a place that serves alcohol or not. And I really appreciate that you guys recognize the importance of the overlay for our future here, in our future development and our growth in the right direction. Our world is changing very fast each and every day, and I applaud you for doing what you can to keep Milton moving in a positive direction.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Sharon Henderson.
Sharon Henderson, 3476 Longwood Drive. I'm going to read to you a list of people who are not able to be here today, but they took the time to put their names and addresses down and for the record, and I have submitted that group to you. So I'm going to take the time to list their names right now and read them to you. I'm not going to read their addresses for brevity. Michelle Festeri, Terrell Festeri, Peggy Amber, Patty Briggs, Todd Joseph, Nathan Boyce, Gary Sand, Benjamin Krepp, Gary Spritz, John Highnote, Jennifer Bankster, Jason Warren, Tom Kaiser, Josh Wilkes, Pam Kaiser, Sandy Hill, Ashley Sharp, Heather Hill, Cassandra Sharp, Nancy Strawn, Sean McCool, Dana Lupo, William Kryles, Whitney Kryes, Craig McCool, Amber McCool, Thomas B. Burns, Chloe Dissel, Robbie Way, Paula Way, Katie Sanborn, Jack Sanborn, Rob Johnstone, Carol Johnstone, Justin Joss, Gary Pruitt, Kathleen Atwell, Kevin Butler, and Dale McCarthy. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, were you for or against the issue?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Against,
I apologize. In the beginning, they are all here to support the overlay district.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Next up, we have, excuse me if I hack it up, Susan, what is it, Rosser? Russell?
Yes, Susan Russell, 5055 Canal Street, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. Last time I stood here, I asked what were very reasonable questions of you. They're still reasonable questions. They were aimed at assuring everyone that lives in the historic district that you had the safety and the welfare of people at heart, along with the economics. Okay? I'm not necessarily 100% against, but I wanted to know what you had done and were doing to control it. Mr. Mayor, you told me you were here, the council was here to hear us, not to answer questions. Frankly, I don't think you're hearing us anyhow. Later in the evening, someone else, I believe that lived in the historic district, asked if you would take a few moments and just tell us what was your reasoning, okay? If you could individually tell us why you felt this was good for Milton. Mr. Mayor, you again quickly kind of squelched that. You gave them permission if they really wanted to answer. Well, one did answer. I'll give her credit for at least answering, but what was the answer? It wasn't anything on a high plane. It wasn't the improvement of the downtown or of Milton. It was, frankly, because when I have a drink, I don't want to drive, I like to walk. That's smart, okay? On other times, we just haven't been given any honesty. We haven't been treated with dignity, actually, or that anything we have to say is of concern. I really think your minds are made up, okay? And I'm offended by it.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Are you for or against?
I'm against it if they would take a moment to answer questions, I might be for it.
Thank you for that. That was great. All right, moving on. We have Troy Spradlin, Willard Norris Road.
Very good evening. Troy Spradlin, 5139 Willard Norris Road. Good evening, Mayor and City Council. I am the preacher at the Margaret Street Church of Christ, and I'm here to, on behalf of over 200 members who are unequivocally against this expansion of alcohol sales. And the reason being is because Milton is a family-oriented community. It has been a family-oriented community for many years, and that's why many of our members moved here. That's why talking to many of these members of the community this evening, moved here, lived here, and want to remain here. And so, to expand alcohol as a means of trying to revitalize downtown, I'm here to tell you there are other alternatives. There are other alternatives besides alcohol. And another thing I don't understand is why is a small group of people making a decision for the community like this when you have so much controversy? And so, Mayor, I'm appealing to you to veto this and let it go to a vote. And then if the people who are for it win, then their voice has been heard. If the people who are against it win, then their voices will be heard.
And not by a mail
And so I thank you for giving us the opportunity to at least hear our voices. And I appreciate the prayer earlier. I'm asking that you use wisdom and that you use what's good for the community, not your personal feelings, but act as a servant of the community.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Next up, we have Mr. Fred Smith from St. Joseph Street.
My name is Fred Smith, 7516 St. Joseph Street. Before I get started, Mr. Mayor, as I was sitting there, it appalled me that you would laugh at the speaker that comes up here after they say something.
That's right.
We are all human, and we should treat each other as respect.
That's
Now, I'm talking from the heart.
That's right.
I love each one of you. I have nothing against each one of you. But I'm here because I moved to Milton from Pensacola. I was born and raised in Pensacola. I retired 22 years from the Air Force and went back to Pensacola. Stayed there 3 years. And I moved to Milton to get away from the crime and the traffic and all that was going on over there. And now I see a repeat of what's going to happen to Milton. I pray that you vote your conscience. We, the peoples, who you represent, not your own personal interest, not your own personal group. But as I come to the city council, you all is not together. You are divided. And I see that every time I come. You have this group against that group. You all should be for the citizens of Milton. Those who you represent. Those who you say that you will come here and sit and make a conscious decision that's going to help Milton grow. I'm not against growth. Lord knows I'm not against growth. I think we should grow. But we need to look at it and how we grow. And a decision like this should be put to the vote for the citizens of Milton. Thank you.
All right.
I can't help it, Mr. Mayor. See, there you go again. You're laughing at what I was saying. If you're going to be serious, you need to be serious. No, he wasn't laughing, but he was smiling.
So what?
And I'm just happy to be part of the Republic.
No, you get the fall of what we're saying, and you already made your decision. That's what it is.
All right. All right. Next up, we have David Farrow. David, come on down.
David Farrow, 5926 Ridgeview Drive, Milton. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been here before talking about this. And today you're going to make one of the most serious decisions you have made in a long, long time. And I'm here to tell you there's a gentleman over in Pace you all should be standing up and praying for. Because exactly what you're asking for is what happened to him. And you know what? Neither he or his family were drinking. It was the other guy on the road, and that's usually the way it is. The drunk always lives most of the time. We need to decide if we want to be a city of families or a city of drunks. And you know what? It's in your hands. And if you want to laugh at me when I leave, that's okay. This is a serious matter. I've told you how it has affected me growing up in a home of drunkenness and abuse. Do the kids in this community matter anything to any of you?
Amen.
Thank you. And you know what? If you want to drink, go home. And if you want to drink, you can go to a restaurant. By the way, all you that want the bars, the restaurants serve liquor and alcohol also. But they don't let you sit there and get drunk on your butt.
Thank you.
I pray to God that none of you ever have to experience what this man in Pace has had to go through. Losing his family members at no fault of their own. Shame on
Thank you. Next up, we have Randy Williams, Berry Hill Street.
Randy Williams, 6583 Berry Hill Road. I promise to not be disrespectful to the mayor or the council. I promise not to use scare tactics, but I am in favor of the overlay. I think it's time we move Milton forward and not continue with what we've done for the last 20 or 30 years. So I'm certainly in favor of it. Thank you very much.
All right.